Hey, yo, what is up, YouTubers? It's your boy, TheSuperRorio Eblen, back once again. That's right. Oh, look. Okay, so you may all be wondering, and you may be asking, hey, Rory, you finished the game. Aren't you done playing in this game now? Well, the truth is, I am done playing in this game, but now there is the comic now. That now I have to say. Alright, but before I continue with the comic, remember what to do for my channel. Alright, so make sure you pause and do everything that you can for my channel. Alright, if you haven't seen last video. Alright, but without further ado, let's do this as I play more of this awesome game that is. Alright, so. Alright, so if you haven't seen last episode, I recommend you do so because here we are now. We are now on to chapter 23 of this comic book. Okay, so that's where we left off. The old lady was then on the phone with the mother into the telephone booth. Then the card had the wheel. And then inside of her room, the baby was dreaming that Lenoid, the boy, was actually the limbo that he was in, the pale boy. Then when he went to sleep, he was an outer body experiences, but as the woman was trying to catch up with him, so far it was going so well, but the woman didn't want it to happen. But as then one day she was actually into the park on a nice sunny day, the woman was trying to triple its fee about putting some gears inside of the woodworks of how the baby was imagining it. The next thing the mother knew was that it was knowledge. The old lady would know that something would happen, and then the mother was still talking. But then next thing was that there was the man, and again another husband who pushed her back in, but the lady didn't like it. But the old lady was memorizing this, and then she saw this, and then she picked up a card which said, "The Fog," which then yet another one of the reverends but that, and as Lady E then didn't want to do this no more, she went on the subway and was going back. But meanwhile, as she was heading back, the ride on the train was not pleasant because something was going on. The train started to rumble a lot, and then the kid, as the baby was dreaming, was seeing illusions. That somehow something terrible would happen. All things would then like fall. And then what happened next was that the old lady was then making up more stories of men being rude to the lady. And then next into the city, when the lady was in, she found a bright light in the sky. Then what the old lady pulled out next was another card. Somewhere into the nearest hotel. Next day, a business man was near with her. The old lady, was scared at first to talk to him, but this gentleman seemed to be nice. He invited her over for dinner. Then he Then she and he had a nice discussion about the multi-millionaires, but then all of a sudden, the millionaire revealed it to be the husband's fortune teller who he was. And the mother didn't want that anymore, so she stood up to herself and slapped the guy right across the face and broke up with him. So then the mother ran out into the streets and the dead of the night while it was raining. But then she tripped and fell. But luckily she found a post thing to look for what was happening. And the old lady was looking at this again. But then, as she was looking at this, the old lady came in. But somehow it was not the old lady this time, or was it? It was a granny this time. A granny opened the door to see if she needed help, and she did. But little did the mother know that this fortune teller lady was not who she seemed. Even Lloyd looked at her and knew that something was not right. Then one day the old lady went to sleep, but as she woke up, she was writing in her journal even more. Then on the train, more things happened. Then the next card was strength. One day, after the mother got out of the train, they were at the tower again where the kid was bullied by other guys. But this time, even more disrespectful men were near her. But the woman always fought back for herself. And this time, the man wouldn't give it up without a fight. The man even played a piano music, but the woman always did. Always did of the music, but then all of a sudden the piano man had just about had it. He said, "I've had it. I quit." The woman then said, "What the?" And then the disrespectful millionaires then said, "I think we've heard enough. Next." And even one guy said, "You need a patient to a credit and catalog. Please leave." But then the mother tried to talk it out of it, but it wouldn't work. She just said, "But I didn't even get to." But as she was trying to speak, she was kicked out. Something had made her do it. Then the old lady was inside her. She's the one who was triggering her body defenses. The mother was not having a peaceful day. She was actually then starting to snap at this. But as the lady looked at what was going on, she cried into a room full of masks. Then the old lady saw this, and then she flipped it at the next card, which was the chariot. Then, what was going on next? Then one day she was on the patient's nursery bed because her bed was getting bigger. But then the old lady knew that her time had come. But luckily, she was on to the train. But somehow, and get this dark secret, the old lady had a secret plan. She tricked him, as in that she wanted to break something out of what was going on. So then all of a sudden, She then rotate the chariot and the crash off. And the magic it did happen, and then as each and almost crashed the one and nearly killed the baby, but luckily the baby was still intact. But unfortunately, the old lady thought that she had it on right, because she sent it down a hill, and then all of a sudden, boom! A couple of passengers died, but not the mother and the son, because the baby was still intact somehow. So she seemed to have missed. But what was going on next in the limbo? Well, she still couldn't give up. She was still looking for what to do. But then, as the kid in the limbo was trying to figure out a puzzle, all of a sudden, and she heard the sounds of a wheelchair coming closer, and then it was revealed that it was the old lady herself. She was trying to kill the new fetus growing inside of the mother. And then as the mother was trying, but then as the old woman was almost near her, the boy actually stood up for himself, annoyed, and then closed the gate on her just in time. Mad of how the old lady was, she knew she wanted to kill the boy that wasn't inside the mother. She was the one who was evil the whole time and was behind all this. But meanwhile, surprising what I said back there about the train crash, I lied. The mother was inside the train crash, but luckily survived. And then after that, she walked it out and walked it her way to go back home. But as she went home, she realized something terrible. She knew that there was no one there. The old lady was trying to actually fight her and everything. Then all of a sudden, and she then decided to fight her herself. And this time, she knew what had to be done. She had to fight the old lady and get her revenge. As she kicked open the door, the old lady was fast asleep. But then, as she looked at the journal, she realized the terrible truth. It was that the old lady wanted to kill her son in her womb, and she almost did, but just in time. She slapped it in her face just in time, and the spirit of her didn't get there just in time. The mother saved the boy right at the last second, and the spirit didn't get him then. Furious the old lady was, she then got up and then attacked the lady. She then yelled at the lady. What happened next? Well, I think I'm gonna end this up there for right now. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure that you do everything that you can and to make this the most popular YouTube channel on the internet, because it's so good. Alright, so make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel too. Alright, make sure that you do everything that you can to make this the most popular YouTube channel in the world, because it totally earns this, because it's so well and deserves it good. Alright, until next time, Shakta and game over and out. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, alright? And view and share this with your family and friends too, alright? Do all you can, alright? So alright, so until next time, Shakta and game over and out.